What's good, YouTube? It's your boy DB back with another Splinterlands video. On this one, we're actually talking about yesterday's town hall. I was there live for about half an hour, and the initial half an hour was pretty much just talking about the global market chaos. And I'm not even saying crypto market, because it's literally every market in every country, and the stock markets and everything's pretty wild right now. I've been through this before. I've been through previous bear markets, so it's not such a big deal to me. I'm kind of used to this. I'm prepared for this sort of thing. You know, I sell into a lot of stable coins when things get very high, and I bide my time. So I'm experienced with this, but I know for a lot of people that are new, this is a scary time. This is a scary time if you didn't sell when things were high. If you sat there holding and now your assets are now worth 1/10 of what they were. This is why I sell into stables, but a lot of people preach hold, and it's not great in these times, you know. So but then obviously you don't have the risk of things going wrong, like I do. For example, when I sell into a stable coin, for all I know, there could be a minor reset and further growth that I miss, but. You know, it's just one of the many strategies, and there are many ways to prepare for this. I'll touch more on this on my other channel where I talk more NFTs and crypto in general. Here we kind of focus on NFT gaming and Splinterlands. So switch over to the town hall. Right, where are we at? Let's just scroll down. So yeah, as I said, they were talking a lot about the market, and you know, new people to the scene were concerned what this means for Splinterlands. Does this mean Splinterlands is going to collapse like a lot of paper projects, as I would call them? You know, the projects that don't really have anything going to them, but they're just money projects, and there's no utility, there's no foundation, there's no purpose to said project. This is the reason memes drop a lot in this season, in particular, because there's no purpose to them. And when nobody's memeing, they just plummet. And but you know, Splinterlands has been through a bear market before. This game is, I believe, 4 years old now, so they would have been through the previous bear market, which was, I believe, 2018. I think it was like 2018-19 when things were crazy, and then it started to slowly climb. But yeah, so Splinterlands has been through this before, and if it got through that in its alpha and beta stage, you know, now there's so much more utility. And they say it in here: continue to look at the project's fundamentals as they continue to build utility for all assets. We got land which is already sold and coming, and cards are being played into that. The new reward system has also kind of switched things around in terms of card values and ownership and rentals, and leveled cards in particular have become a much bigger deal. No longer are you just kind of bulldozing through with one good level 3 water deck in silver. You now need level 4 decks, and you're having to have various decks a day. So yeah, things are in a good place for Splinterlands right now, and I'm not concerned about this at all. People that are probably overextended their financial position will likely be selling cards or things like that, or panicking about their SPS being down. But for me, this is just what I would call a fire sale. Things are going to be cheap. I will pick more things up. This is an accumulating stage for me, because as I said, I've been through this before, and I have not overextended my financial position in Splinterlands, so I have no need to exit with anything. I've said before, I'm a very cautious investor, because I prepare for these things because I've been through them. Also, NFTY Arcade were on there talking about their new tools and platform and stuff for Splinterlands guilds. These guys actually reached out to me on Discord like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Not Discord, sorry, on Twitter 3 or 4 weeks ago, asking if I run a play to earn guild and just general things for more input on what they're building. And I actually forgot to reply. I was so busy that day. I read it and I forgot to reply. I shot them a message last night. I'm pretty excited by some of the tools that they're working on. It allows you to see kind of what your scholars are doing, you know, the expenses to the income and stuff like that. And scholars are something I would like to build up. Right now, it's kind of, I don't really know if scholars are particularly viable, because you can rent so cheap, although that's already been correcting over the last few days. I did a video on this previously with my concerns, but I said it would likely correct, and it has been correcting. And you also add in the end of season chaos that we always see with rental prices, and think things are starting to look a little bit more stable. So maybe scholars will become more viable soon. But right as of this season, because I don't know how next season will be, I'm kind of waiting to see. If things are the same as this season, next season, then it's probably better that you just get your own second account and play it yourself. A scholar doesn't seem particularly worthwhile at the moment, but then NFT, why I believe they expand into other games as well. I know there's a big scholar program in Axie, PegXie as well. I'm trying to think of other big games that I have scholars. I'm putting a FET and Arena. I think there's some scholars floating around in there. There are various games with scholars, so I'm sure these tools will continue to expand and be viable elsewhere. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do as a guy that owns a play-to-earn guild. So, creative updates. They're cranking out more assets for legendary summoners. I'm excited for these. Also, we've got Rift Watchers on the horizon. Pretty pumped for that. I wasn't here for Dice. I do own all of the Dice commons, but a lot of the other Dice cards are a little bit out of my price range right now while I'm kind of fattening up my Chaos cards. That's really where my focus is as a newer player. I was fattening up my Chaos cards, so I'm more competitive in Modern going forward. But I'm excited for Rift Watchers. I will be involved in purchasing many of those packs for sure. I'm excited for them. I like packs. I come from Pokemon and Magic and Hearthstone, so pack opening is exciting to me, particularly early on when you don't own any of the cards. More lore posts. I'll admit I haven't paid much attention to the lore stuff, but I know it's good for the game to have that sort of thing. I would like to see Splinterlands do some sort of like NFT comics or something. I think that'd be cool as hell. There's some amazing artists out there in this community. I would like to see them do their lore in NFT comic form. That seems to be a thing that's sort of growing right now. That's what I would do if I was in charge anyway. I would push that as a side asset. Land, I already discussed, is on its way. I've seen some of the little preview art and it looks cool. I'm really excited. I'm right there on the fence still about buying Land because I just don't know what rarity of land I would get, and the prices are nuts. They used to be $20 for a plot. That's what it was when I first looked at Splinterlands when they were available. I think now it's I think it's about 185. I think that's what I saw last night when I was on Hive Engine, because I thought, okay, the market's taking a big hit. There might be overextended people selling their land plots, and I thought, right, I'll pop on there and have a look. And they hadn't really moved. I think they got up about 5%, which was not what I was looking for. Obviously, they're also working more on the ranked rewards, modern and wild format, which is on the horizon. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of data collection going on right now in regards to the new reward system, and that's totally understandable. You don't want to be rolling out new things while you're still analyzing data of something else, because then if you spot a problem, and then a problem with the new thing occurs, you're now dealing with two things at the same time. And when game developers do that, things get out of control. So I'm glad they're doing it step by step. Marketing updates. They've been beta testing partnership with Potion. 1.5 weeks in, 500 new signups already. Focusing on public relations during the bear market to get new people in. I mean, it's a good time. In my opinion, it's a really good time to get into NFT gaming if you're not overextended in the market to begin with. That's always a thing. Make sure you got your bills paid before you're putting money into anything. That's just common sense. But it's a good time because so many of these games are so much cheaper now. There are a lot of games that priced me out. Not necessarily that I couldn't afford them. It's just that, do I really want to buy into a game when the entry was like $100 at the time? So I don't know if I'm going to like this game, let alone factoring in any potential return on investment. Like, will I even like the game in case I didn't get a return on my investment? And at those prices, I'm not really interested. I'd rather just buy a standard AAA game or go buy Assassin's Creed or something for $20 and play that instead. But it's a really crazy time right now. All games are so cheap. I believe Luke put up a post last night. It's like $27 now in Splinterlands to qualify for silver. In terms of owning that power, that's crazy. When I got in, it was way more expensive than that. Way more expensive. I believe only like last week it was about $50. So it's a really good time to get into these games, in my opinion. As long as you're coming in from a gaming perspective and aren't looking for quick returns on investment, because you're in a bear market, so you can't expect that. Things can go lower, you know. But you know, Splinterlands is one of those games that's actually a game. So getting in from the gaming's perspective is great. They're still working on partnerships for tournament sponsors and stuff. That makes sense. They're waiting on YouTube Google verification at the moment. Can't speak for some reason. Only 15 days left to get your Yodin or Kitty plushie. I've got both ordered. Do they even get made if we don't hit the minimum 200? I don't know. I know the Kitty one's nearly done. The Yodin one's not looking too healthy, but then the Yodin one doesn't look as good. I can't remember how Luke described it. But it amused me the way he described how it looked. He's not a plushie guy anyway. Neither am I, to be fair. But I just kind of wanted something tied to Splinterlands, just as a memento of my time playing it. It looks like their Splinterlands TV stream has reached 1,000 subs. I sure they mentioned this before, but I think they mean followers, not subs. If they mean actual paid subs, that's crazy. If it's followers, because it's different on Twitch than it is on YouTube. So yeah, if it's followers, then That's still good. That's still very, very good. Congrats to everyone that's involved in that. Right, the Q&A. So they're not going to change anything to Force Deck. It's price. Yeah, it's a soft peg. It's not a hard peg anyway. So it's just a rough idea of where they would like it to be valued. It's not supposed to be there like permanent stable forever. There's massive sell pressure than packs and potions. It'll be that much cheaper. They're backed by assets and demand continues to grow and stuff. Yeah, deck right now, I don't know if people noticed this, but I was talking to a few of my guys last night, and it was crazy when I noticed it. But like, if you buy a pack in credits, it's $4. But if you buy a pack for 4,000 deck, that was $3.08. So packs are really cheap if you're buying a deck. If you've got a big surplus, it might be a good time to be picking up packs. I know I would. Sadly, I don't. I got about 1,700 deck because it's been rental season. It's been wild. As a result, I don't have the deck I normally would have. But then on the flip side, deck's probably worse for card purchasing right now because deck value has gone down. So yeah, it's better for packs. It's worse for that. Land. So totems are NFTs that can be placed onto land plots to increase certain aspects like production, blah, 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 blah. They've released 50% already. There are some of these on Hive Engine. I noticed these before. They're going to do another 50% with land release, something to keep an eye out for. Because who knows, we might get more land in the future, not necessarily from this area, because I noticed it says land in, was it Pretoria or something? I forget the name of it. But we might have land in another region available at some stage. Games tend to do this, although I suspect due to the growth of the game, the land won't be $20 this time. Boss monsters are likely associated with land release. Non-card market scheduled for release after land. That makes sense. Chaos Legion. That's exactly where they expected it to be. Same with Tamed. A decent start, slow middle, and a fast start out so we get to end supply. That's pretty standard. And it was increased to allow new players to get in. Reason for the 10 times supply and double price, and half the CP of cards. Still estimated that the time will sell out and half the time that Untamed did. Yeah, I get that, because there are a lot of cards needed to kind of combine these days, and there are more players playing in the bigger leagues, therefore more cards will be combined, therefore the supply will drop. It makes sense. I think a lot of us are just kind of waiting for it to hurry up because we want our legendary summoners, right? But the money bag whales aren't buying the way we want them to, unfortunately. Ranked rewards, they're keeping an eye on the first season, analysing it like I suspected, before they make any major changes. That makes total sense for long-term game health. Mobile app is in testing phase now for supporting new rank system. Yes, thank you very much. As someone that predominantly plays on mobile, it's a nightmare right now because I can't claim my rewards, I can't even see my focus, I can't see my progress. Even if I use the desktop browser on mobile and I claim the rewards, it always fails. It just auto claims them, but I can't actually open them myself. I just have to go to Splinter Share and see what I got. So I'm really excited for that to go through, and I'm glad they're pushing that through, even if they're not doing the rest of the functionality yet. Right, eye candy. So I can't wait for these animations to arrive to help set Splinterlands apart a little bit from some of the other card games that are out there. They're all very static. Modern versus wild concept badges. They look cool. I'm good with those. Looks like the modern ones are cleaner, unless they're supposed to be slightly blurry. I don't know. And then this is what I was talking about. The teasers. Bland reveal. We got legendary. We got rare. Man, I'm so tempted. I'm still so tempted. But yeah, that was the AMA. That was the town hall. It's all looking pretty good right now. I'm excited. I'm not nervous at all about Splinterlands. For me, lower prices means I can just acquire and accumulate more assets. So stay careful out there. If anybody is having a hard time with this market, I'm available. Feel free to reach out to me, drop a comment, pop into my Discord, and I'll be that support, you know, because I know what it's like to go through this the first time. It's pretty scary, particularly if you've overinvested, and it's not the first time for me. So maybe I can offer a little bit of advice in just kind of staying calm and stuff like that. Be sure to like and subscribe, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Till then, we out of here.